Hey guys, I just wanted to film a quick trade recap. Our trade that I've taken, it's a long from the lows right here, actually from these lows. So the reason for the short, first of all, was the drop that happened previously. They left out imbalances behind that I could trade towards. You can see on the 1 hour candle how fast they dropped. I anticipated a rise to the upside. Just as quickly, what I saw here at the lows was bid stacking and protecting. You saw refreshing of the bids as sellers were coming in, which means the sellers were being absorbed. Then we saw this move up. You can see when they were dropping, they were below the 5 and 13 EMA. You can see this red line and this yellow line. They were below them, and now they came back above them. And now I'm expecting price to push up to trend above, just like this. The 50 EMA will be my target point, my target profit. I also have the VWAP that you will see how I mark off in the video on the S&P. That's another point of the chart that I was trading towards. I'm gonna play the clip. You will see how I'm just focusing on the DOM. I'm focusing on the market orders coming in. If it's a 3-digit buying or selling, which is above the average. I'm focusing if there is maybe a big offer that I can trade towards. You will see on the Nasdaq very soon how Nasdaq pushed up, and then you would see bids stacking below, which means they were spoofing the markets. They wanted price to come down to transact on those bids because the markets like to come to the place where there is the most amount of liquidity. You can see here on the offers 77, 61, 105. You can see that it's much more than the average, you know. So those are some of the close that I looked for. We were also in the value area low. You can see this blue, this cyan blue. This is the value area low. This is the value area, and we were expecting a push up from the value area low. Also look at these imbalances. That's the first drop that happens. So no one really transacted at these points, which the market doesn't like, and they will fill in all these volume profiles that are, you know, empty. So let's play the clip. So first of all, the reason I entered the trade here was because you can see much more buying than selling. Look at the 3-digit buying 157, 102 compared to the 100 on the sell side only here. So there was more buying than selling, but I'm talking about big buyers coming in, not just the small increments. You can see the 3-digit buying happening, and we are almost at the lows, which is a good sign to place the trades. I did the same thing on the Nasdaq as well. You can also see this 127. That's a big buyer on the Nasdaq. And then you can see immediately as I entered the trade, price pushed up in my favor, which is also good. Look at these empty shops. You can see how no one transacted at these points. And you can see a push up. You can see how easily they push up. You have to focus on the speed at how easily they're pushing up. You have to focus on the retraces down, if they're big or if they're small. Look at this 228 on the buy. Another good clue to be in this trade and to hold it. And you will see this pattern repeating over and over again. Look at the bids. Do you see how the bids are matching the sells, which means they're buying from all these sellers. The sellers cannot drop price down, and there is no reason for price to drop if there is buyers happily buying from the sellers at this point. And that's what I told you guys happened here as well. At the lows, the bids were constantly refreshing as the sellers were coming in, which means sellers exhaustion happened at this point. And then we saw quick push to the upside, which usually happens because short covering happens, because when you sell, someone has to buy. And then when you want to get out from the sell in a loss, you have to buy back your position, and then you fuel the move to the upside even more. Look it again, focus on the buyers. $310 on the buys on the Nasdaq, focus on the delta. Look at the delta is blue right here as well. People are buying, buying, buying. It's moving up. Focus, much more buying. I get filled on one other contract, micro, on the Nasdaq. Look at this 262 on the offers. This is the magnets that I'm talking about. They like to go up to these magnets to transact and trade. Same with the S&P right here, 134. Again, focus on the delta, it's blue. Look at how easily they're pushing up. Price drops. Now focus on the bids. How you can see This is a very important part where you will see a lot of sellers coming in, but you won't see price dropping down. You would see how the bids are constantly matching the sellers, and then you will see traded buy happening, and then a quick push to the upside. Do you see? Bids matching the sellers. The same thing is happening on the offer side as well, but they're not able to drop. They drop, they quickly come back up. They drop, they quickly come back up. If you missed it, rewind the video and focus on how they're dropping. They come back up. They drop, they come back up. $156 on the offers, I can trade towards that. Again, 177 on the sells. Someone's on the bids matching the sellers. Another push to the upside. Notice empty shops, no one is selling. Same with the Nasdaq. This is the VWAP that I mark off. That's my place or my target profit. 400 on the buys. Look at that. 150, 289, 310. Look at how they're buying. Look at the delta. Much more buying than selling. Nasdaq pushes up as well. This is the bid that I was talking about. 332 on the bids. You can see how the price is up here. And as soon as someone places this big bid, the price reacts and comes back instantly into that big bid to transact, because the algorithms and the bots and the AI trading bots are designed to go to these liquidity points. But they don't actually transact on that big bid. They just come to touch it and then they move up. Look at the buyers, 210, 268. Look at the bids. Again, buying from the sellers. You see a move up again. They're recovering all these imbalances that we are trading towards. Again, people are selling, but they're not dropping. 264 comes in. Delta is still positive, so I'm still good to hold the trade. No reason to get out. They break that point, they move up again. Look at the sellers. No one is selling. Look, 6. Then you have a 4, 19. But look at that compared to the buyers. 6 compared to the 68. 4 compared to the 63. 19, 75. Much more buying. Still pushing up. S&P is very close to my TP. 336. Still pushing up. Still seeing more sellers than more buyers than sellers. VWAP has been hit. This is now where I'm looking to exit the trade. So usually when I have my TP and price hits my TP, I just like to take the profits, or at least take something off the table of the trades. At least pay myself with half the position, because if I'm, if price comes back to my TP, I just want to pay myself, because there is a reason I have this TP in my mind. There is a reason why I want to get out from this point. It's because I expect a reaction from this point, and the experience tells me that usually when they come back into the VWAP, they like to drop down and then maybe come back up. But I don't want to be caught in that retrace down. I just want to take my profits that I already have, because that's the type of trader that I am. So focus on the buyers. So don't always, get out from the position if my TP gets hit, but focus on the buyers. There is 700 buys right here at this point, but price, you will see, does not push up. So that's a clear reason for me to get out. I also take some profits on the Nasdaq as well. Look at that, 709. And then I immediately just get out from the trade, because I saw something that I don't like. I saw something that could challenge my position, so I just quickly get out. I always protect my profits. This is where I leave 1 micro on the Nasdaq to do its thing. Again, you can see bids stacking below price, so they're just manipulating price, which I don't like. Look at the buyers coming in. 266, you see a push. This is where I'm at the 50 MA. And as I said, I like to pay myself at my TP targets. It gets hit immediately and I'm out from both trades. So yeah, that's trade on both S&P and Nasdaq. You saw the logic of why we went long. You saw the reasons, you saw what I was looking for on the DOM, what are the most important things for me. And yeah, you saw how I manage the trade, how I'm just taking my profits. I'm not letting my money bleed. So yeah, great read of the markets. Very happy with this trade. Anyways, I hope you guys learned something from this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.